Hi, how are you? I'm Blanca and I'm from Mexico. I hope you can listen and you can see me. I'm going to start my project today. I hope we are not going to have any problems with StreamYard. If we have problems, I'm going to open the Facebook from Pentart and I'm going to do the live there. Okay, so I'm waiting a little bit. And as you can see, I'm going to use some pumpkin molds. This is from Stamperia, and I'm going to use other ones. Maybe I can show you. And as you can see, I start the project previously, but I am going to do a little one during the live. Hi, Jill. How are you? Hi, Juliana. Welcome. The other molds that maybe I am going to use is this one. This is with, this has little flowers. This is the other mold. This is an old one that has mushrooms and some things and some leaves. And the idea that I had is to do a pumpkin jar. So with this pumpkin jar, I started previously, as you can see, because it's a little bit big and I did it last night. But I am going to do this one. This is a small one. And we're going to start decorating this, as you can see the process, but later we are going to finish with this one. Okay, I hope you can understand the idea that I have for today. This is the jar that I have, and I will start with, in this one, I did it with black gesso. This is the primer paste that I use. This is black gesso. You can also start with the bonding primer. Bueno, como vieron, lo que voy a hacer va a ser un jarrón, bueno, un tarro. Y bueno, les voy a enseñar con el chiquito una parte del proceso del que yo hice para hacer el grande. La verdad es que me tardé muchísimo anoche haciendo ese. Entonces empecé con el grande. Ese es el que voy a terminar de decorar durante el live. Pero ahorita voy a empezar con este para que vean más o menos qué fue lo que hice. Entonces voy a empezar a poner el queso. This is a very, very old brush because I used this with the primers and with all the mediums that are not easy to wash from the brushes. I'm not going to do all the jar because as you can see, the jar that we are going to work with is the big one. I just want to see the process of the big one. No voy a hacer todo este completito, voy a hacer nada más una parte para que vean cómo fue el proceso, para que vean cómo lo trabajé el grandote, para que entiendan más o menos cuál fue la idea que yo hice. La verdad es que, como les digo, me tardé varias horas y bueno, no es, a veces estos proyectos llevan mucho tiempo. Y por eso brushes to water. Como les dije al principio, si empiezo a tener problemas con StreamYard, como ha pasado las últimas veces, pues me iría a Facebook, al Facebook de Tentar, y desde ahí empezaría Destino. Okay. Yes, I can see it. I'm watching also in my tablet. I hope you can see everything. If I see that the process stops again, I'm going to change to Facebook and I'm going to do the live there, not just with StreamYard. Okay. Thanks, Jill. Thanks for letting me know. So this is only the black gesso, and I'm going to start with clay. If you don't have clay, maybe you can use pieces of foamy that you can cut like this. The pieces are 3 centimeters, more or less. I measure with 2 of my fingers. It's 3 centimeters. This is going to be a little bit smaller, okay? Hello, hello. And the measure of the jar, the big one is 18 centimeters, okay? And the little one is 13. If you want to know it in inches, is 5 inches. I don't used to work with inches, but and 7 inches, okay? No suelo trabajar con pulgadas, pero bueno, sé que algunas personas es indispensable trabajar con ellas. Entonces, lo que voy a hacer, I'm working with my clay. And to do the effect of the good, let me see if I can find the, yes, here it is. From here, these are some stamps from Stamperia from Cristina Radovan. This is an old one. This is the code, if you can get it. Here it is. And I took this part. So as you can see, I use the stamps not only with ink. And the idea is to glue this to the jar. In this way, okay? I'm going to use the express glue. And I am going to glue this to this part. Como ven, lo que estoy haciendo es empezar el proceso de lo que hice en el grande. Esto un pedazo de trapo. And I am going to leave a little space here. And I am going to glue the next. Como ven, lo que estaría haciendo sería pegando el que sigue y así hasta completar todo el frasco. And again with the express glue. And another one. It stops again. Let me know if when it stops, you can listen to me. I'm trying to look and see the process. As you can see, I did 3 of these ones. Okay, it's working again. I hope it's not going to stop. If it stops a lot of times, it's going to be complicated to do the live. When you are going to finish all the jar, you are going to do some big strips. 2 of them. I'm trying to see the tablet as I can see if you are watching me. So you are going to glue 2 of these ones right here. Okay, this is just the idea. And if you have a mold like this, you can do these ones. Let me show you how you can do it. Hi, Isabella. Hello. Hi, Sandorne. It's difficult for me to pronounce that. And then you take from the mold and you can do this. And you can do this. And you are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to complete all the jar. Okay? Do you understand? I hope it's easy. So I just want to show you how I did the other one, because it takes a lot of time, and as you can see, StreamYard is not helping our lives. So that's why I started before the big jar. So this is the idea, okay? Sorry. When you complete the jar, you are going to have something like this. This is not completely dried. I glued this in the morning 2-3 hours ago, but it's finished. Okay, it has all the clay glue. For this, the thing that I do is that from this mold, I used a little bit of cornstarch. Con un poco de maicena, lo que voy a hacer es que voy a usar este molde. Este es de estampería también. Ya sé que es complicado que estén viendo un live donde se esté pare y pare y pare y pare. Espero que no vuelva a ocurrir. Pero yo estoy tratando de ver aquí en mi tableta que no se vuelva a parar. Pero pues sí, ayer lo vi con Gaby y lo he visto con Jill, que han estado batallando con el StreamYard. No sé por qué falla tanto últimamente. And when you have this, you can glue this with the express glue. Okay. And to do the little pumpkin that I put here, this is not glue. I did it again with clay. Hello, Isabella. Let me know if you are watching. I hope we're not going to have any problems again. And here, I have here. This is going to be my pumpkin. Lo que estoy haciendo nada más es marcando mi calabacita. Y ya después nada más hay que dejarla secar. Y vieron, nada más hice una bolita que aplasté. Y ya que tenía la bolita, bueno, con una herramienta un poco, no tan delgada como la espátula, un poquito más gruesa. Y de este molde, from this mold, this is from Stamperia. This is the 1 year ago mold. I took these leaves. These are small ones. And I did this. And I am going to glue this to the top. And another piece of clay, a little one. And here I am going to glue this right here. And this is going to be the pumpkin that is going to be right here. Maybe this is going to be better for this one. It's bigger than this. This is going to be the other one. Okay, this is going to be the pumpkin. Entonces, esta va a ser la calabaza que voy a poner en la parte de arriba de la tapa. quería enseñarles cómo las había hecho. Y este molde se los voy a enseñar. I'm going to show you this mold because from this one we are going to use some pieces. This is the mold that I am using. I am going to use this one, and this one. Okay, this is the pumpkin. I'm going to glue this to the jar and this also. And this. And this. So let's paint everything and we are going to finish our jar. First, I'm going to start with earth brown. This is from creamy acrylic, and also I am going to use this one, lead gray. These are going to be for the jar. Use a big brush. This is going to be the brush that I am going to use. And let me see if I have here. This is not clean. I didn't clean my. This is going to be okay. If you want to add a little bit of water, these creamy acrylics, for this creamy acrylics, it's going to be okay. So we are going to start painting the jar. It stops again. Don't worry, Cindy. Don't worry, Cindy. I'm having some problems here with StreamYard. The screen used to stop. What do you think? Can we continue here, or do you want to watch the live just in Facebook without this StreamYard stuff? The color that I am using is this one. This is creamy acrylic earth brown. I changed the internet of my tablet. I hope it's going to be better for me to see if it stops or if we can continue here. Let me move a little bit of water here. ¿Estas pinturas tienen demasiado pigmento, entonces como ven yo puedo estarle poniendo agua y sigue pintando. Incluso estas pinturas se pueden usar con stencil, por eso me gustan mucho. Son como muy espesas, pero para pintar, bueno, están buenísimas. Además de que no se secan tanto en el recipiente en el que vienen, como las que vienen en tarritos. Las que vienen en tarritos se secan rapidísimo, yo no sé por qué. Pero estas están buenísimas porque duran un montón. I'm trying to see the blank spaces. Voy a poner un poco más de pintura. I'm going to add more paint to this. These parts are going to be gray. That's why I'm not painting them. Esas partes las voy a poner en gris con tal vez un poco de cera plateada, por eso ahorita no la estoy pintando. And here we go. La próxima semana, next week, we are going to have novelties. Maybe you can see what's going to happen on Instagram. The Pentac has a lot of reels about the new products that are coming, and I hope you are going to enjoy those ones too. We know that there are a lot of artists that need different kinds of stuff. For me, for example, it's okay because I'm just I just paint boxes, or I can do albums with the products that now I am using. But other kind of artists need more products. So painters want to give you everything that you need for the projects you are doing. Don't miss the lives from next week. Here I'm trying to paint everything. I know that it's a little big jar, but for the pumpkins that I choose, it's better to use the bigger one than the smaller one. I don't used to do Halloween projects. I prefer to do autumn projects like this one. No suelo hacer muchos proyectos de Halloween, más bien me gusta hacer proyectos como de otoño. Como que el Halloween no es de mis fiestas preferidas, yo prefiero la Navidad. Como que las calacas y eso no es lo mío. I know that some people used to love Halloween and schools and skeletons and everything about Halloween, but well, at home we don't used to celebrate Halloween. Maybe when my kids were little, they used to wear some costumes and to ask for candies, and maybe they used to go to some parties. But now that they are bigger, maybe they are going to have some parties without mom, of course. But at home, we don't used to celebrate it. And as you know, in Mexico, we used to celebrate Dia de Muertos, Death's Day, but I don't used to celebrate it either. I prefer Christmas. So we did it. And maybe we can start with the gray color. This is going to be here. As you can see, the clay of this jar is dried, so it's easy to paint and to do everything because the things are not moving, and I can push with the brush without problems. That's why I started the project yesterday night, and I thought that it's going to be a little bit easier to do this during the live. I wanted to use the Whispering Good collection from the new one from Stamperia, but I didn't receive it yet. So that's why I choose some molds from last year. Here we are having some costume problems. They are expensive. The costs are expensive than in the past, and if they have the boxes, they used to say, no, wait, no, we have to do more papers and we have to fill more issues. So it's a little bit complicated for us right now to receive all the stuff from other countries. And that's why I don't have for example, the new collections from Stamperia, I didn't receive them yet. They sold them in June, I think. And it's September and I don't have it. I want to read the comments, but I les decía que ahorita estamos teniendo algunos problemas para traer las cosas de otros países. En la aduanas las están deteniendo mucho tiempo. Aparte de que encarecieron muchísimo los costos. Entonces, pues las colecciones que salieron en junio de Navidad, pues todavía no las recibo. Ya ni qué decir de la de Whispering Goods que salió creo que el mes pasado, pues menos. Las de Navidad creo que fueron de junio y aún no las tengo en mis manos. Entonces, por eso tuve que sacar moldes y cosas del año pasado para poder hacer el proyecto de hoy, que tuviera que ver con el otoño y que fuera fácil de que yo pudiera trabajar. No sé en otras, bueno, sí sé en otros países porque he estado viendo que pues, ya mucha gente pues, recibe las últimas colecciones a los 2, 3 días de que las anuncian y pues no, nosotros tenemos que esperar meses para poderlas conseguir. I'm almost finished. That's the problem with the big one, that it's a little bit slower. Maybe you can see some blank spaces. I'm going to finish it later. If I work in the little details, it's going to be very complicated. Because I used to work with liner brushes for the details. Okay. I hear this one. Oh, I have to paint this one too with the brown color again. So these are the creamy acrylic paints. You can also use other kind of paints. For me, it's easy to work with these ones because they don't used to get dried easily. So as you can see, these are like new, and the paints, I have them since 2 years ago. I don't know. As nobody is selling paint art in Mexico, and as I cannot get them from other countries, for me it's easy to work with these kind of paints. Okay, that's it. And we can start with this. I'm going to paint everything with brown, and then I'm going to add the colors. For this, for example, I'm going to use the green ones. For the pumpkin is orange, but it's easy to work if you have the brown color first. It doesn't have to be perfect because, as you know, we are going to use more colors at the top. I think it's working. StreamYard today. And again, for all the pieces, we're going to start with the brown, but they are going to have more colors. As you can see, these are not completely dried. These are made with clay, but are flexible. So we are going to glue them quickly when we are going to finish them. That's why I didn't do this with resin. Because the resin that I got here is not flexible. It's when it dries, when you can get it from the mold and it dries, it's completely hard. The pigments of this kind of acrylics are really great. So as you can see, I can use water with this, and the color is okay. Okay. maybe I'm going to try a little bit the brown color, not completely, because I don't want the clay to be very, very dry. The pumpkin is cute. And let me try a little bit. And this is going to be completely dried with the brown color. Let me use with this the hazelnut brown and then cream white. Maybe a little bit of this one. Maybe this ones. For today, I'm going to do this, with the sponge. I take a little bit of the two paints with the sponge. As you can see, I took two colors and did some touches. Okay. And the same for here. The colors that I used were this one, sand, and this one, the red brown clay. Okay. I'm going to do again the gray a little bit. Lo que hice entonces fue esponjear un poquito con el café. Y con el color arena y con el color ladrillo. Ahorita ya me estoy volviendo a retocar un poquito el gris. Entonces todo lo que estaba pintado de café ahora ya tiene varios colores. Y ahorita vamos a seguir pintando ya nada más los moldes. Como les dije, habrá detallitos que luego los voy a hacer con calma. Pero bueno, ya va quedando esto. Y ahora voy a cortar un pedacito de mi esponja. I took a little piece of the sponge and I'm going to work with this color. This is orange. Let me see, where's the orange? Entonces con la esponja tomo un poco de pintura y lo paso sobre lo que supuestamente tendría que ser naranja, ¿ok? Y lo mismo vamos a hacer con la calabaza. Esta me está costando un poco más de trabajo porque como vieron quedó completamente seca al haber usado la que acababa yo de hacer y no la que ya tenía preparada. Pero bueno, como les dije, todo se va retocando con el tiempo. Ahora vamos a cortar otro pedacito de la another piece of the sponge. And we are going to do this color is straw. Want to see what it's green. Some extra touches to our pumpkins. And then we can use the green color. I have different colors. Green. Maybe we can start with this one, the pine green. And again, going with another piece of the sponge that I got. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see, because we are using different kind of colors. We start with the brown, then with the green, then we are going to use another green. So it's a simple way to color the molds. They doesn't have to be perfect, but they look great. And as you can see, I use only a little bit of the paint that I have here. I doesn't have to use tones of paint. Just a little bit of paint and paint, and with the sponge, it's easy to do this. Then we can use another color that I have here, is the olive color. Let me take these ones here and here. And again, with another piece of the little sponge that I got, I took a little bit of the olive and paint. You can play with colors. You can put the olive and then again the pine green in some areas. Como ven, lo que estoy haciendo es que tomo un poquito del olivo y le pongo, pero después me regreso con el pino verde y le vuelvo a poner. Entonces es jugar un poquito con los colores para que queden unas combinaciones bonitas. Y por ejemplo, para este podemos usar un poquito de este para retocar lo verde que podría ir aquí. Okay. And maybe for this one, we can use this as the lipstick red. No, it doesn't want to work with me today. This is for the letters. Okay. And maybe a little bit for some of the leaves. of the same red. Okay, and let's glue this to the jar. You can use the express glue or you can use the heavy body gel. Let's glue this right here. Sometimes when the pieces are very heavy and I want this not to move, I can use some pieces of this one. And I do this not very strong, just to keep it in a safe place. Because sometimes when it's drying, I came back and the pumpkin is in the floor. So I used to do this as it's going to stay in the same place. This is going to be here. In the back. So let me put here some glue. I have to glue it right now because the clay is flexible. So as I don't want to have my molds in the floor, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put some pieces of this right here. And right here. And I want to use this right here. I don't know if you can see because the camera is too close. I'm going to put this in the middle. And this right here. So as when you close the jar, you can see this right here. I don't know which time is it. Okay. I'm going to finish the blank spaces later, as I told you. And let me see if I have here. Yes, I have two waxes here. This is the brass, and this color is silver. I'm going to glue this later. These two. Let me clean my jars. And these waxes, I can use them in these parts that's supposed to be something metallic. I don't know if you can see. I hope. And then maybe we can use a smaller brush for this. Here, I have smaller brush. And that's it. If you want, and if you have more time, you can use also, I have here more products. You know that I love kind of products. You can use this moss effect thing. For example, let me see if I have here some brushes. Yes, this moss effect is amazing. This color is, it's one of the, it's an effect paste. This is the mocha pasta. You can use bigger amounts of this one or just to give it some color. And then we can use the other one. This is it's also Moss Effect based. Estas son unas pastas para crear el efecto moho que a veces se le hace a los árboles y a las piedras. Entonces, por eso lo estoy agregando. Cuando ustedes lo agregan en grandes cantidades y después agregan un poco de calor, esto hace como el efecto de la pasta puff, no sé si la conozcan. Entonces, ese sería el proyecto del día de hoy. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado. Le voy a quitar esto nada más para que lo vean, qué fue lo que hice el día de hoy. Entonces, este sería el proyecto. Hay que esperar a que seque. We have to wait until this is going to dry and all the molds are going to be in the right place. And this is going to be the other part. As you can see, when I glue the clay pieces, some parts are white, so I have to do it again, or maybe I can use the, for example, antiquing gels to cover all those parts. This is the color of this one is brown. Let's have more time. And we can use this, for example, to cover all the and also to cover the white ones and to give this some shadows to your project. For example, here you can add more shadows. Okay, so that's my project for today. I hope you enjoy it. StreamYard, thanks. it give us a great day. Doesn't do bad things today. Well, not too much. But it was an autumn project for today with the Penta products. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Give me some likes, and I'm going to share with you the pictures later in the Penta Decor group. So thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Let me see if I can see the comments. Oh, thank you, Cindy. So have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me